The Pacific Northwest is sitting on the worst natural disaster in the country's history. Not my words, but FEMA's. And according to Washington State's Emergency Management Division, it hasn't happened yet, but it will. This isn't an if, it's an absolute when, the state's emergency director has said. We just watched what a major earthquake can do to a country that wasn't ready for one. On June 24, 2026, two earthquakes struck Venezuela less than 40 seconds apart, one of 7.2 and another of 7.5. As of this week, the confirmed death toll has passed 2,295, with more than 1,100 injured and over 50,000 still unaccounted for. The United States sent search and rescue teams within a day. That tragedy raises a question most Americans never ask. Could this happen here? And if it did, would we actually be ready? That's what we're going to find out. Before we get to the US, it helps to understand what happened in Venezuela, because the same physics apply everywhere on Earth. The planet's crust is broken into massive plates that float on a hot, slow-moving layer beneath them. Where two plates meet, they don't glide past each other smoothly. They catch, they lock, and pressure builds for years, sometimes decades. When that pressure finally overcomes friction, the rock breaks and releases all of that stored energy at once, sending shockwaves rippling through the ground. Now, does America have anything like this waiting underneath it? Ask most Americans where the country's biggest earthquake risk is, and they'll say California. That's not wrong. The San Andreas Fault runs almost the entire length of the state, and its southern segment is considered overdue by geologists. But San Andreas isn't the fault that keeps FEMA planners up at night. That distinction belongs to the Cascadia subduction zone, a 600-mile fault running from Northern California up to British Columbia, where the Juan de Fuca plate is slowly diving beneath the North American plate. Unlike San Andreas, where plates slide past each other, Cascadia is a subduction zone, the same type of fault behind the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. When it ruptures, scientists project a magnitude of 9.0. For scale, that would make it roughly 45 times more powerful than California's most destructive earthquake, the 1906 San Francisco disaster. The last time Cascadia let go was in the year 1700, 326 years ago. Scientists estimate a 30 to 37% chance it happens again within the next 50 years. FEMA's own projections put the death toll at around 14,000 in Oregon and Washington alone, with a tsunami potentially reaching 100 feet in some coastal areas. And in the immediate aftermath, according to county emergency planners, survivors along the coast would largely be on their own for at least 2 weeks before serious outside help could arrive. There's also a third fault most Americans have never heard of. It's called the New Madrid Seismic Zone, and it runs underneath Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. In the winter of 1811 and 1812, it produced 3 earthquakes estimated between magnitude 7 and 8. Strong enough, according to historical records, that church bells reportedly rang in Boston over 1,000 miles away. However, New Madrid is less likely to rupture than Cascadia in any given year. But if it does, the consequences could be just as devastating, because, as we're about to see, that part of the country was never built the way California was. If you're finding this video interesting or helpful, well, drop a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you know as soon as we drop a new video. So, does the United States actually have what it takes to handle a disaster of this scale? The honest answer is partially, and unevenly. On the West Coast, America has one major advantage Venezuela didn't have. It's called Shake Alert, a USGS-run early warning system covering California, Oregon, and Washington. Now, it can't predict an earthquake before it starts, but by detecting the first, faster-moving seismic waves, it can send out an alert 5 to 8 seconds before the stronger shaking arrives. Enough time to stop a train, open a firehouse door, or drop and take cover. The country also has a dedicated federal rescue network, 28 FEMA urban search and rescue task forces stationed around the country, each able to deploy within 6 hours, carrying enough equipment to operate independently for 4 days. But readiness isn't evenly distributed. A federal exercise simulating the Cascadia earthquake back in 2016 exposed serious gaps in coordination. And according to county emergency managers, the recent cancellation of FEMA's main hazard mitigation grant program has already stalled seismic retrofitting projects, including in one Oregon county, a hospital that sits directly inside a tsunami inundation zone. And in the New Madrid zone, the gap is even starker. California has spent decades and billions of dollars retrofitting bridges, hospitals, and schools for earthquakes. The central United States largely hasn't. FEMA estimates that a repeat of the 1811 and 1812 sequence could produce roughly 86,000 casualties and more than $300 billion in losses, with over 60% of Memphis's unreinforced masonry buildings at risk of severe damage. So here's where that leaves us. America has real tools most countries don't have, but those tools are concentrated on one coast, and the fault most likely to produce the country's worst disaster is largely unguarded. So the question isn't really whether the ground will move again. Geologists say it's a matter of when, not if. When it does, will your part of the country be ready? History allows us to remind ourselves of the dangers that lurk even within or beneath our own land, which speaks of the deep importance of carrying past events in the present moment as much as possible. We have created a project that seeks to maintain that flame alive. We are Big Picture Originals, a brand powered by Brazil Paralelo, driven by a small team that seeks to bring to you high-quality productions that connect audiences with the culture, history, and values that give purpose to life. To achieve our goal, every kind of support means the world. So if you feel related and you enjoyed this video, drop a heart like. Let us know your opinion in the comments, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with anybody that you feel might appreciate it. And if you want to get early access to our releases, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right now. See you in our next brief.